After cleaning up the third floor, it was time to start taking the plaster down. This room is special to me because it is the first room I ever posted on TikTok. This was a storage room previously, so it had lots of treasures to sift through and a lot of cleanup to be done. And since that day this summer, this room has not seen a lot of action. But that is not the case now. We started with this room on the third floor because it is the one closest to the driveway, and I knew that once we got a dumpster, I'd want to put the trash chute out of this room's window, so it was going to become kind of the dumping ground for all of the plaster from all of the bedrooms on the third floor. On these first two tarps, we didn't even use the bins, we just let the plaster fall down onto them, because I knew that's where that plaster was going to sit until we do get that dumpster. But on this last wall, we brought a third tarp in, started filling the bins with the plaster, and transferring it over to our dump piles. Despite how easy the time-lapse makes this look, this room was one of the most challenging plaster removals that Dad and I have had so far. The long slanted wall over the plaster pile is at such an awkward angle, you can't really get much leverage to scrape the plaster off, and it absolutely kills your shoulders. So by the time we had to come do all these little cutouts, our arms were already dead and we still had this long stretch of wall here, but Dad focused on a lot of the detail work and I took down the big wall. This wall took us all the way to lunchtime, and when we came back, we were only able to finish one more wall in a second room. When we're working together, we can usually get through at least a room and a half in a workday, sometimes even 2 rooms, so that just tells you how exhausted we were after completing this one. At this point, we were pretty much done, but there was some plaster stuck down where the baseboard was that I pulled out, and a couple of pieces, little stragglers left on this wall that I took down, and this is what the room looked like when we were done. And that pile of plaster might look big now, but just wait till you see it after we get through some more rooms on the third floor.